Have you ever tried to explain yourself and realized halfway through that the person listening has already decided who you are? Have you ever felt completely alone in a room full of people who think they know you? Have you ever stopped sharing what you really think because every time you do, it gets twisted into something you never meant? You're not crazy, and you're not alone. Carl Jung understood something most people never grasp. Being misunderstood isn't a communication problem, it's a psychological inevitability, and the reasons why run far deeper than you think. Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. Most people don't actually listen to understand you. They listen to confirm what they already believe about you. Their mind has already created a version of you, a character in their internal story, and everything you say gets filtered through that predetermined image. Jung called this projection. When someone looks at you, they're not really seeing you. They're seeing their own unconscious content reflected back at them. Your words, your actions, your energy triggers something inside them, something unresolved, something they can't face in themselves. And instead of recognizing that, they project it onto you. This is why you can say the exact same thing to two different people and get completely opposite reactions. One person hears wisdom, another hears arrogance. One person sees confidence, another sees threat. It's not about what you said. It's about what they needed you to be in that moment to make sense of their own internal chaos. But here's where it gets darker. The people who misunderstand you the most are often the ones closest to you. Your family, your partner, your oldest friends. Why? Because they have the most invested in keeping you in the box they've built for you. The moment you step outside that box, the moment you grow beyond their projection, it threatens their entire sense of reality. Think about it. How many times have you changed, evolved, grown, only to have someone from your past say, "You're not being yourself anymore"? What they really mean is, "You're not being the version of you that I needed you to be." They're not upset that you've changed. They're upset that their projection no longer fits. Jung spent his entire career studying why human beings can't truly see each other. And what he discovered was revolutionary. He realized that we don't experience other people directly. We experience our interpretation of them, filtered through our own complexes, traumas, and unconscious patterns. He called this the persona and the shadow dynamic. Your persona is the mask you show the world. Your shadow is everything you've repressed, denied, or hidden from yourself. And here's the key. When someone misunderstands you, they're usually responding to their own shadow, not your persona. Let me give you an example. Someone calls you selfish, but you know you're not selfish. You've actually sacrificed constantly. What's really happening? That person has repressed their own needs for so long that when they see you setting boundaries, honoring yourself, doing what's right for you, it triggers their unconscious guilt. They can't admit they want to do the same. So instead, they project selfishness onto you. Or someone says you're cold, distant, unfeeling. But you're not cold. You're just not performing emotion the way they need you to. What's happening? They're so desperate for external validation that your self-containment terrifies them. Your ability to be okay alone threatens their entire identity, which is built on being needed. So they label you cold to protect themselves from facing their own emotional dependency. This is Jung's brutal truth. Most misunderstanding has nothing to do with you. It's about them, their wounds, their fears, their unmet needs, their unconscious content that they refuse to own. And you become the screen onto which they project everything they can't face in themselves. But there's another layer Jung explored that most people never consider. Sometimes being misunderstood is actually a sign of psychological depth. Let me explain. Jung believed that as you individuate, as you become more authentically yourself, you naturally become harder to categorize. You stop fitting into simple boxes. You contain contradictions. You're both strong and vulnerable, logical and emotional, independent and connected. And most people's minds can't handle paradox. The human brain wants simple narratives, good or bad, strong or weak, introvert or extrovert. When you become psychologically complex, when you integrate your shadow and embrace your contradictions, you become illegible to people who still think in binaries. They literally don't have the framework to understand you. This is why the most misunderstood people are often the ones doing the deepest internal work. They're not performing a consistent persona anymore. They're not playing a character. They're being authentically multidimensional, and that makes people uncomfortable. Jung also talked about the collective unconscious, the shared psychological patterns that all humans inherit. Part of why you're misunderstood is because you're operating from a different level of consciousness than the people around you. If they're still unconscious, still run by their programming, still identified with their persona, and you've woken up to your own patterns, you're literally speaking different psychological languages. It's like trying to explain color to someone who's only ever seen in black and white. They don't have the receptors, they don't have the experience, they don't have the consciousness to perceive what you're trying to communicate, and instead of admitting that, they decide you're the problem. Here's the paradox that Jung understood, and that might break your heart. The more authentic you become, the more misunderstood you'll be. Because authenticity threatens the social contract, it threatens the collective masks. It threatens everyone who's still hiding. When you stop performing, when you stop editing yourself, when you stop shrinking to make others comfortable, you become a mirror. And most people hate what they see in that mirror. They see their own inauthenticity, their own cowardice, their own compromises, and instead of doing their own work, they attack the mirror. This is why genuine people often feel so alone. Not because there's something wrong with them, but because there's something rare about them. They've done what most people are too afraid to do. They've chosen truth over belonging, self-knowledge over social approval, integrity over comfort. Jung would say this loneliness is not a curse. It's an initiation. It's the price of consciousness. It's what happens when you refuse to participate in the collective illusion. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it's isolating. Yes, there will be moments when you wonder if it's worth it. But here's what Jung knew. The alternative is worse. The alternative is living as someone else's projection forever. The alternative is abandoning yourself to be understood by people who will never truly see you anyway. The alternative is dying without ever knowing who you really were. So what do you do with this? How do you live with being perpetually misunderstood? First, you stop trying to correct every misunderstanding. You realize that most projections say nothing about you and everything about the person projecting. You stop defending yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. You save your energy for the few who actually want to see you clearly. Second, you find your people. Jung believed that there are others out there who operate at your frequency, who speak your language, who can hold your complexity. They're rare, but they exist. And one authentic connection is worth 1,000 surface-level relationships built on projection. Third, you turn the misunderstanding into fuel. Every time someone projects onto you, use it as information. What are they revealing about themselves? What are they refusing to see in their own shadow? Misunderstanding becomes a mirror that shows you the unconscious patterns of others. It becomes data. It becomes wisdom. And finally, you accept that being seen is not a human right. It's a rare gift. Most people will never truly see you. And that's okay, because the goal isn't to be understood by everyone. The goal is to understand yourself so deeply that other people's misunderstanding can't shake your foundation. Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But he didn't mention that part of that privilege is being misunderstood by almost everyone along the way. So I'll ask you, who has misunderstood you so completely that it's made you question yourself? And what would change if you realized their misunderstanding was never about you? Comment below. Share this video with someone who feels perpetually unseen. And subscribe if you want more uncomfortable truths about the human psyche. Because the journey to yourself is lonely. But it's the only journey worth taking.